Are you going on a Royal Caribbean cruise and wondering what you should pack and what you should leave at home? I found out a couple of things the hard way on my last Royal Caribbean cruise, so I'm going to share everything that you need to know in this video. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, a few months ago, we went on a cruise on the Oasis of the Seas, and there were definitely some things that I brought on the cruise that I was really happy that I brought on the cruise. There were other things, though, that I really could have left at home and been just fine with, and other items that I didn't bring and I absolutely needed. So in this video, I'm going to share with you everything that you'll want to pack for your Royal Caribbean cruise. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. So to keep myself organized, I did divide this video up by categories. So we have your documents and important items. We have clothing and shoes. We have cabin essentials, toiletries, and your cruise and travel accessories. Number one, make sure to pack your passport or your government ID. So whatever you do need to board that cruise. Now, something that I like to do is make sure that I have my passport right on me. I just keep my passport in my passport holder along with the rest of my family. So I just keep that all in my handbag. As well, make sure that you do print out any documentation that you do need. So obviously check the requirements for your cruise line and for your cruise itinerary, and make sure that you bring that. If you do need any proof of vaccine, make sure that you have that with you as well. Now, I should point out, make sure that you don't pack your documentation, and especially not your passports or your ID. Don't pack that into your checked bag. If you do that, you probably won't even be able to board because they won't be able to get your luggage back in time. You have to show this when you are checking in. So make sure that you do keep that really right on you. Now, something else to do as well is print out your luggage tags. So after you do your online check-in, on the Royal Caribbean app, you're going to be able to get to the point that you can print out your luggage tags once you have your e-documents. So print out your luggage tags. Now, what I like to do is actually have like a luggage tag holder for each of my suitcases. It just makes it a lot easier than having to staple everything the morning of the cruise. Now, what I will do is I will link this luggage tag holder for Royal Caribbean, as well as any of the other items that I do talk about in this video. I will link them down below in the description of this video. And you'll also want to have a credit card and some cash with you. Now, just something to mention is some small bills are really, really handy. When you do arrive at the cruise terminal, you'll have porters. They're going to take your bags, and it is customary to give them a small tip per bag. As well, you may want to tip on the cruise ship $1 or $2 for room service, or even give a tip when you're in any of the different destinations, maybe for a shore excursion guide. So it is good to have those small bills with you. Now, when it comes to packing for your cruise, you can have your luggage that you check, but something that you'll want to make sure that you do is also bring a carry-on bag or an embarkation day bag for the first day of your cruise. This is one that I like to bring, but you could bring a backpack, or you can bring a rolling, a small carry-on bag, like a suitcase style. That works too. Now, what you'll want to make sure that you do is for your carry-on bag, pack any of your essentials. So when it comes to medication, valuables, jewelry, tech items, that kind of thing. But you'll also want to probably pack things that you'll want to have for the first day, and that could include items to freshen up, a bathing suit and cover up, and as well, you might even consider bringing a change of clothes. Now, you might want to get packing cubes to stay organized and to just help with your packing for your cruise. Now, something that a lot of people do, and I think is a great idea, is to actually get different colors for every member of the family. And in particular, if you have children, this can be a really handy way to stay organized in those small cruise cabins. Now, if you're going on a Caribbean or a Bahamas cruise, make sure to pack a beach bag as well. You're going to want to have this for your shore excursions. And something else to think about is to have like a little tote bag for on the cruise ship. So you definitely can use the same beach bag or backpack that you're going to use for shore excursions, or if you like to have just a little tote. I like this little mesh one, so I brought this on my last couple of cruises, and I basically used this while I was on the ship to throw my book in and my flip-flops and other items, my sunscreen, right into this bag. Okay, clothing that you'll need and what you won't need for a Royal Caribbean cruise. So overall, Royal Caribbean cruise ships are very nice, and people do dress nicely, but they do dress pretty comfortably, casually, and you have a lot of active type of activities on the cruise ship. So that is something to keep in mind when you are planning your clothing. So for during the day, plan on wearing very comfortable clothing. So whether it's to do a sport, whether it's to go on some of those activities like the zip line or some of the different slides, or even just to hang around the pool, just keep that in mind when you are planning your clothing. So shorts, t-shirts, tank tops, light sundresses, all of that works very well. A bathing suit and a cover up. Now for casual and smart casual evenings, just plan on dressing the way you would to go out to a pretty casual to nice restaurant at home. So jeans, Dockers for men, a polo style shirt, that all works really well for ladies. A light dress, pants, jeans, a cute little top, all of that works very well. Now when it comes to formal nights are not very formal on Royal Caribbean cruises. So even though they're called formal nights, they're more sort of a little bit of a dress up if you want night. So it definitely does feel good and it looks really nice if you want to dress up. It's a great time to take any of those pictures, but don't worry about getting overly fancy. Of course, you could definitely wear an evening gown if you like and a tuxedo if you like. That will be just fine. You do you, but you really could feel comfortable, men wearing a pair of dress pants and like a dress shirt even without a tie, and ladies wearing a really nice dress, something like that, or a pair of nice pants and a really pretty flowy top. That would work well too. When it comes to clothing, don't forget any workout wear if you do plan on working out, or even if you want to go walking along the jogging track. You do still want casual, comfortable gym style clothes. Now, when it comes to bathing suits, something to mention, ladies in particular, is if you do plan on doing any of those really active activities like the Flow Rider, for instance, which is that surfing pool, make sure to bring an extra t-shirt to wear over, or like one of the swim shirts, because your bathing suit can definitely kind of ride up. Now, some shoes that you definitely need for a Royal Caribbean cruise is make sure to bring closed toe shoes. Many of the activities absolutely require them, so you do want to make sure you have them. Plus, at the same time, you're going to be walking a lot, so you want to bring some sneakers, really some comfortable shoes for both on the ship, or even if you do some sightseeing or any walking around in the cruise port, you definitely want to have some comfortable shoes. Now, as well, you could bring a pair of heels or some shoes that are a little bit more dressy if you like for the evening time. Try to have your shoes do kind of double duty. So if you have some shoes that can go well with that nicer dress, as well as a pair of pants or white jeans or something like that, that is really ideal, especially if you are trying to pack light. Now, a pair of shoes that I've been bringing lately are these. I just find because they're a neutral color and they really are kind of a little bit of a heel, they're very comfortable, and at the same time they go well with my formal dress, and they also go well with more casual dresses too. Now, don't forget to bring some flip-flops or some slides for any of the pool areas and the beaches. And I almost forgot to mention, make sure that you bring socks. So along with those comfortable closed-toe shoes, you want to have some socks with you. And men, for your dress shoes, something that a lot of people tend to forget are those dress socks, so make sure that you bring that as well. Now, I hope I didn't forget anything. If you did notice anything that I forgot, please let me know down in the comments below. Toiletries, medication, and essentials. So make sure to bring some sunscreen. Pretty much for any itinerary that you are on, you're going to want to have your sunscreen with you. Now, also make sure to have lip balm. A lot of times people do forget this. They do sell this on the cruise ship, but honestly, anything that you find, those convenience items on the cruise ship, really are expensive, so bring it from home. Now, something else that really is a must-have to bring, I think, for any cruise, but especially if you're on a Caribbean or even Mediterranean, any hot weather cruise, is make sure to bring some aloe vera with you. Now, this aloe vera is organic and it's non-sticky, and it works really, really well. Now, something that is a must-have, I think, to pack for a Royal Caribbean cruise, especially for ladies, I think, is a shampoo, conditioner, and even I would consider bringing my own soap or body wash. Now, the reason is that in the shower area of Royal Caribbean cruise cabins, there basically was a 3-in-1, so shampoo, body wash, and conditioner. So to me, that just, I just can't. Some people can. That's absolutely fine if it doesn't bother you. But if this does bother you, I would consider bringing all three of these separately. I usually do bring a separate shampoo and conditioner in any case, but in this case, even my husband and my son agreed that we should all, on the next Royal Caribbean cruise, make sure that we bring these items. Now, something else that I just didn't think to bring for my Royal Caribbean cruise is some hand moisturizer. And it just happened to be that my hands were getting really, really dry, and I wished I did have it, and I wasn't able to find any really on the cruise ship unless I went to the cosmetic store, and I didn't really want to spend that much money. So just something to remember, a small tube of hand moisturizer will be handy for your cruise. Now you want to make a small first aid kit with some over-the-counter medication. Of course, make sure that you bring your prescription medication as well, but don't forget to bring some band-aids. And something that I like to do as well is make sure that I even have some blister band-aids, especially if you are going on a cruise where you're going to be sightseeing a little bit, then you want to make sure that you have those. Now, something that I always suggest that everybody brings on a cruise, even if you don't think that you're going to get seasick, even if you've been on cruises before and you never have gotten seasick, is to bring some Bonine or some Dramamine, just in case the seas do start to bother you. It's always better safe than sorry. Now, in our experience, the Bonine just doesn't make us drowsy at all, so that's really been our preferred, well, method, I guess. And you could even take it preventatively by taking it like every morning of the cruise. That's what some people do. There are, of course, other things that work for other people. You could use C-bands, you could use a patch behind your ear. So if it is something that concerns you, well, definitely just make sure that you do bring some different items for seasick. Items you'll want to bring for your cruise cabin. Now, in our experience, our Royal Caribbean cabin, even though we had a balcony cabin on the Oasis, was really very tight. We were 3 people, but this was probably one of the tightest cabins that we've ever been in. So I definitely needed all of the items that I brought with me to help me to organize my cruise cabin. Now, I should mention, if you are interested in cruise packing lists and other lists and forms to keep organized for your cruise, I do have that included in the Ultimate Cruise Planner. Now, the Ultimate Cruise Planner is a 47-page downloadable, printable cruise planner that you can print out the pages that you need for as many cruises as you do go on. Now, I will leave the information linked down below in the description of this video in case you do want to check that out. Magnets. I like to bring magnets to put on my cruise cabin walls. Now, in particular, Royal Caribbean cruise cabin walls are metal, so these work really well, and there really aren't a lot of hooks in the cabin, so this is great to hold your baseball caps, your sweaters, any of the different items that you want to kind of hang up. Even if you do get the heavy duty ones, which is what I have, you could even like leave your beach bags and other items on your wall so they don't take up room on the floor or the chairs in your cabin. Now, I like to use these magnet clips as well. There's so little desk space or counter space in those cruise cabins that I also find that if I can keep my shore excursion tickets and other important papers, if I can keep them on the wall, that really helps me to kind of stay organized as well. Now, this is one of my favorite cruise items. It's a hanging toiletry bag. I absolutely love this one. So I hang this right in the bathroom, and you can even hang it up on the hook that's on the door, or you can actually use one of the magnets and you can just even create an extra space if you want as well. So you can see there's just so much room in this hanging toiletry bag. So you can put all of the items, your toiletries and other items, you can put all of this in this bag, and you can keep your counters really clutter-free because there's not a lot of room on the bathroom counters or even on the shelves. Now, a lot of people like to bring an over-the-door organizer, and in particular, if you are cruising with children, this is one way to keep everybody's things organized, especially the things that are really handy for the children. And a little tip, you could even pack this in advance before you go on your cruise. You can pack it up right at home and put it right into the suitcase, ready to hang either on the wall or over the door in your bathroom. Now, a couple of other sort of cabin essentials that a lot of people like to bring on a cruise, one of them is a fan. So if you like to bring a small fan just to have that circulation in a cruise cabin, you are allowed to do so. Again, I'm going to leave all of the links to all the items that I am talking about in this video down in the description below. Now, another item that a lot of people like to bring, myself included, is a motion sensor light. I wasn't able to find it for this video, but I had brought it on the last couple of cruises. It has been very handy, especially for at nighttime when it does get really, really dark, and especially if you have an interior cabin, this is something you may want to consider bringing on your cruise. I almost forgot about the poopery. The poopery is more than just an air freshener. It really is a cruise essential, so I would consider bringing this on a cruise as well. Now, something to note is that Royal Caribbean cruise ships do not have any self-serve laundry, so they don't have a self-serve laundry room for you to use. So you can pay to send your items to be pressed or to be washed, but if you don't really want to do that because it is quite expensive, you can use Downy wrinkle release. Just to let you know, you're not allowed to bring any irons on a cruise ship, and they won't have that in your cabin, and you can't bring a clothes steamer either. That is a fire hazard. So in any case, Downy wrinkle release is something really, really good to have. And as well, if you think you might want to do any laundry on a cruise, consider like packing a little Tide to go, a little travel pack. Now you'll also want to bring a non-surge protected power bar. So just something to mention is that you're not allowed to bring those power bars that you might find in the dollar store or that you might have at home that are surge protected. Those are prohibited and those will be confiscated. So you can bring something like this. This is a non-surge protected power bar and just really handy for charging all of the different devices that we have. Just something to mention is that in most cruise ship cabins, you're only going to have one or maybe two plugs and usually no USBs. So this is something really handy to have. Cruise accessories. So there are a few cruise accessories that are going to be great for both on the cruise ship and for your excursions. So number one are really towel clips. Very, very handy that you can actually secure your towels on your chairs. It does tend to get breezy, so you'll want to bring some towel clips or even some towel bands. A lanyard for your cruise card. Now, I really consider this now a cruise essential. Even though I resisted it for years, I used to always lose my cruise card. I do not lose my cruise card anymore. So basically, when I arrive in the cabin, I do hang this right up on one of the hooks as I enter the cabin. This way I can never lose it. And even if I don't want to always wear it on my neck, I can put it into my handbag. I can put it into my tote bag. My husband can put his in his pocket if he likes, but really, really handy to have. Water shoes. We have really been on some very rocky beaches and we've had some excursions where we've really needed our water shoes, so we've learned our lesson and we always now bring our water shoes on a cruise. Now, something that's not a necessity but a lot of people really do like to bring, well, it's two things basically. One is a refillable water bottle. Honestly, a lot of the Royal Caribbean cruise ships are really, really big, so you want to have your water with you. It could be like, it could take a little bit of time to be able to find those water stations or to go to the buffet or somewhere to get your water, so you might want to have that with you. And the other thing is to have a big thermal coffee mug. Same reason. There definitely are places to eat and drink, but they could be far away from one another, so you might want to have that thermal coffee cup, especially if you like that big cup of coffee. Now, I would regret if I didn't mention to you the waterproof phone case. Really, really handy. I'd say especially for shore excursions, because you could put your phone in here, but you can also put your credit card, your cruise card, even your money, and you can have all of this right on your person, right on your neck. So that is something really convenient to have. Now, I will leave the information all about the Ultimate Cruise Planner linked below in the description of this video, as well as all of the links to the items that I did mention in this video. And I am going to leave a video right after this one, all with more sort of travel gadgets that are really, really handy to bring on a cruise. So I'll leave that video right after this one. Now, please let me know if you are going on a Royal Caribbean cruise and any items that I might have forgotten that you think are things that should be on the Royal Caribbean cruise packing list. Please let me know down in the comments below. Now, I'd love to know as well, what cruise ship will you be going on next? Now, I hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now and happy cruising.